Welcome to Daily Life Connection as we continue to explore together who God is, how He works, and how that affects us in our everyday living. Today, I want to talk to you from Psalm 16 or share with you. Psalm 16, the writer says, "Protect me, O God, for I take refuge in you." I want to talk about God as protector today. Many of you know that I ride motorcycles, have for a lot of years, and I also teach and train new motorcyclists as they're preparing for gaining their license and enjoying the experience of riding. And when we do the classroom preparation in particular, I stress strongly to them the importance of protective gear, whether it's boots or jackets with armor in it, protective armor we call it in it, at critical places like elbows and back and so on, or proper helmets. Protective gear is just so important. And one of the things that we talk to them about is, it won't save you from an accident. Accidents happen. And it doesn't mean you won't hurt. But what it does mean is that the impact of that accident will be significantly lessened for you. Your experience of it will be significantly different than if you had no protection, no protective gear on. So that's a really important part. And for us as trainers, we make sure that we always ride with proper protective gear on. Well, I think that's sort of like God as our protector. I think that's an illustration for us. He doesn't protect us from the chances and changes of life, and that He doesn't stop everything and make our journey smooth and comfortable and free of any bad experiences. The reality is, we live in a broken, toxic world, and those things will come. They will come our way: disappointments, great sadnesses, and things that happen to our lives. God doesn't stop all of those. He doesn't protect us all and put us in a little bubble somewhere. But what He does is He makes sure that the intended effects of those things that come against us, do not have their full effect on us. Let me say it this way. Well, in Isaiah, He says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." He's not saying you won't get beat with a club or a spear, or banged on with a piece of whatever that the other guy's wielding against you. But if you have a shield and your armor on and so on, it may get dented, you may get sore, but the what was intended to be done by that weapon will not have its full effect on you. So it is with us. In God, we find that when the enemy unleashes things against us, sometimes it hurts, sometimes it's not pleasant at all, but it will not have its intended effect. The enemy always wants to do two or three things against with his attacks against us. He wants us to distrust God. James chapter 1 says, every trial that we come against, it's a testing of our faith, our trust in God. He wants to ultimately take us out, to destroy us. And because God is our protector, trusting in Him, taking refuge in Him, robs those weapons of their ultimate power to destroy us or to make us distrust God. He is my protector. He is like a security detail. In fact, the protection I have in my motorcycle gear is passive protection. It doesn't jump out in front of that rock that's got kicked up by the car, but if that rock hits it, then it protects me. Thank God He is not a passive protector. He's an active protector. He is actively, well, He's like a security detail, isn't it? For the president or the prime minister or whatever. They're actively scanning and looking for anything that might come against, and they are there to do whatever is necessary to make sure that attack does not have its intended outcome. That's our God. I mean, the reality is, isn't it, that even if we encounter the ultimate, which is death, even there, He's got us covered through resurrection. So even death cannot have its final effect on us. God is our protector. He's got us covered. That's wonderful, wonderful good news. Let me read you a couple other scriptures here in closing today. One, of course, is in the great Psalm 91, and I think you're already going to know when I say this. He says, "He would command His angels concerning you, to guard you in all your ways." The New Living Translation says to protect you wherever you go. And then Psalm 121, I lift up my eyes to the hills. Is that where my help comes from? No, my help comes from God. My help comes from the Lord. And it says, He who is your keeper, He will keep your going out and your coming in from this time and forevermore. One translation says, He will protect you on your journeys. As we journey through life, we have an active protector who will make sure that the things that come our way in life that are painful and difficult will not have their intended effect on us. That is good news, isn't it? That's wonderful good news. That Psalm 121 is one of my biking passages. I often say, "Thank you, Lord, as I go on my motorcycle. You are there protecting me and guarding me and covering me in my going out and in my coming in." Let's thank God today for His protection, and we'll talk again tomorrow.